Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So today I figured to review yet another Kung Fu movie because why the hell not? And I want to talk about low budget stuff anyway, since it's something I've been doing for quite some time on this channel, quite obviously. So yes, quite clearly I want to return to that again. So yes, as you can see, it's a martial arts feature I'll be referring to right now, folks. Oh, definitely. And it's this one here, folks. So yeah, pretty much a crazy ass movie I just got to watching not that long ago, so I just figured to talk about. Yes, of course, it has to do with gold. So yeah, money. It is valuable after all, so I guess that does make sense. Anywho, whatever. As always, let's just start with the plot, shall we? So let's get into it, shall we? In this movie, we get to see that there's a huge quantity of gold that's been stolen from the government. So yes, obviously that's something that needs to be dealt with. Like who did this and why? So we have to have some kind of drama thrown in there, quite obviously, as a way to, I guess, make a story happen. Because we need a reason for these things to occur. Because like I said before, if there's no conflict, then there's no drama. If there's no drama, then there's no story. And if there's no story, there's no reason for them to care. Like at all. Anyway, it's not just gonna be just fighting, that's it, just fighting for the sake of fighting. It's not a Michael Bay movie, you know. Those movies are terrible. Well, anywho, like I was saying here is that, yes, obviously, so there is this undercover martial artist, these individuals, they have to do some detective work to find out who are the culprits that have been doing this and the whereabouts of this individual and whatnot. So yes, of course, there's somebody out there that had done this. That's just how to find out who had done what. When you think about it, that's pretty much why they had to get to the action some kind of way, obviously. But yes, ultimately, this is just centering around about a large sum of gold that was in a government warehouse somewhere, and there are these three unconnected men that are summoned to a meeting with a promise of money, of course. And once there was the person who summoned the three men to tell them that he would pay them a fortune if they could help him rob the warehouse. So of course there's going to be other martial artists to fight the main characters and whatnot, as you might expect. So yes, obviously the three hesitated for a moment. The bad person does blackmail them into helping. Once the job is done, the benefactor turns the men against each other and kills the survivor. So things get pretty damn crazy. The benefactor then disappears at night with the gold. So of course we get to see the rest of the movie being interacting with a bunch of we see several police officers, so to speak, bounty hunters and whatnot. So grieving relatives trying to find out who did what now. So yes, of course, the there has to be some kind of overall plot of the drama, as you might expect. By the way, folks, for anyone that's wondering, yes, this is the English dubbed version that I'm reviewing, which yes is oh boy. I don't care for the dubbed versions of these movies, but I was only able to stumble across the dubbed version. And for what it's worth, it's fine. The dub is okay, I guess, and whatnot. But yeah, there's quite a bit of fighting going on throughout the entire movie, which is something obviously you might expect when it comes to these types of movies and whatnot. So that's fine. And it's definitely a film we're, of course, want to talk about quite clearly. And this was originally a Taiwanese movie, by the way, if anyone's wondering. It was originally a Taiwanese film. And so, yeah, not this. I have to specify that because a lot of people seem to assume that it's just Chinese and Japanese kung fu movies and that's it, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, not that I really care if this was Chinese Japanese. I would have watched it anyway. Anyone asks, yes, I do believe that the Taiwanese people should remain independent, unlike what China was trying to say and whatnot. Communism is terrible. Anyway, this film was titled as the Ninja Pirates, which is kind of confusing, but okay. but also retitled as Fierce Kung Fu Brothers. Also kind of odd. And then also again the Golden Serpent. Like what the hell? I mean, there's a few other titles that this movie went under as well, but point being is that the copyright system is already a confusing mess as it is, and this doesn't help at all whatsoever, which is odd when you think about it. But okay, sure, whatever. I just thought to let anyone know that if you want to hunt this movie down yourself, so you might have stumbled across that this film may go under as to one of those titles, just so you know, for whatever reason. I have no idea why they did that, and I know I'm just going off on a tangent here, but it's something I realized when it comes to these kung fu movies. They've done this kind of thing multiple times before, which yes makes it incredibly difficult to find these movies, at least the proper version of it anyway, for anyone that wants to see it. I mean, you could always get it secondhand if you have to, assuming you'll find it there, like at a Goodwill, Didi's, or Rasputin or whatever. Anyway, moreover, let's go back to what I was saying about the movie itself. Because the fighting is pretty good. I like the fight scenes in here. The real choreographed. Again, I really do miss this specific type of fighting in these kung fu movies. They're not super choppy with an editing process throughout this entire fighting movie kind of a thing. And yes, I know there can be action-packed movies nowadays in modern day cinema, but even then, they don't come off the same. Not really. And there is plenty, and I mean plenty of fighting going on through the entire film, which is fine. So just get to the point. Don't have to make it seem all pretentious. No, don't be making it pretentious like a certain director that I spoke about before. So anyway, just to wrap things up here, folks, this is definitely something I would recommend anyone that wants to see some of these old school type movies, like how they used to make them way back in the day. It's not too shabby for what they're trying to aim for, of course. The dubbing could have been better, but it's far from the worst, so I guess that's something. Okay, so I'll say that it's definitely. I've heard worse dubbing than this, so that's, like I said, something. I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.0. Then it gets a 7.0 for me. So thanks for watching, and take care. See ya. Oh yeah.